President Trump, he is in China, and that's drawing some comparisons to President Nixon's trip to China all those years ago. Monica Crowley is with us. She's with the London Center for Policy Research, and she is a former Nixon staffer. Now, when President Nixon went over there, I think it was 1972, as I recall, something like that. Okay. That was the great opening. Is this the same when President Trump goes to China? Not quite.
It's not quite as seismically important. Nixon's opening to China in 1972 was a historic move based almost solely on strategic considerations because of growing Soviet power at the time. Then the U.S.-China relationship has evolved over time to include economics. So China is now not just an economic competitor, but also a strategic competitor all across the Pacific Rim, especially in the South China Sea.
Now, they want to be seen as an equal on the world stage with the United States. That's what they crave. That's what I'm told, that's what they crave. Are they going to get that recognition from President Trump?
Well, I think the president's visit is very important for both sides because not only are we competitors in the areas we discussed,
is he going to give them what they want,
cooperation that's needed.
Is he going to give them what they want? They want.
Well, remember, and he has already given them that by his mere presence on the ground in Beijing. But remember that candidate Trump ran very strongly against China. He was talking about China as a severe economic competitor, the trade imbalances, and so on. So he cannot give away the store to the Chinese. But there are areas of cooperation, particularly with the North Korean nuclear program, where they are holding intense discussions. And look, for all of the criticism that our president has gotten over the last 9-10 months, he has been able to lean on the Chinese in terms of economics and strategic calculations to have some real effect on the North Koreans, where the Chinese have pulled back coal shipments, etc. So he's had some real successes. Maintaining a positive, constructive relationship with Beijing, even in the competitive framework, is critical. And I think this president is executing a very sensitive relationship quite well.
Okay. I want to totally change subject. I think of you as a Republican. I don't know whether you vote that way or not.
I'm a conservative, Stuart.
You're conservative, okay.
Yes.
Are you a little disappointed with the performance of the Republican Party 1 year after the election of Donald Trump?
How about a lot?
Are you really?
How about a lot? Yes. Look, the Republicans cannot even get the simplest things done. Obamacare, health care, I understand that's a complex issue, but they've been running on that for 8 years, repeal and replace, could not get that done. The core plank of the Republican platform since its inception has been limited government, reducing the tax burden on the American people, rolling back regulations. The president is trying to do his part through executive orders. But the Republicans in Congress cannot even get through. They're having such difficulty, and I understand it's complex, but tax reform, tax cuts, a central plank of their ideology, what they run on every 2, 4, or 6 years, and they cannot get that done, or they're going to delay the corporate, phase it in, the corporate tax cuts. They cannot get the most basic parts of their agenda through, and it is a disgrace.
Let's throw this out here. I say that the Republican brand has shifted. The Republican brand today is not the same as the Republican brand, say, 18 months ago.
Can I just say this, too? Sorry, Monica makes an important point. It's also the Democrat brand has shifted because, remember, it was Ted Kennedy, Joe Biden, John Kerry, Al Gore. They all voted for the Reagan tax cuts. So they're not at the table and talking about what is their economic growth policy? What is the Democrats' economic growth policy, right?
No clue. Just spread it around. Spend more, spread it around.
Are they a split party right now, Monica? Do you believe?
Yes, just as the Democrats are a split party and the Democrats are still the party of Barack Obama, this Republican Party is split because Donald Trump was not elected by Republicans.
Right.
Donald Trump was elected by disaffected Democrats in the 10 key swing states. He created a whole new coalition. So there are realignments going on within each party and across the board. And I don't think anybody quite has a handle on it. But if you're a Republican sitting in Congress, you better get your act together real quick on tax reform. And if we can't appeal to you just on the basic economic logic of tax cuts, let us appeal to you on the political basis of you're not going to get reelected if you don't get reform through.
Well, there's a threat, and I think you're right, too. Monica, thank you very much indeed. Good to see you.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, are you